Once a pilot got into combat, it was every man for himself, no matter what size the formation he was flying with. He required razor-sharp reflexes and the total mastery of the aircraft's maneuverability. It's time for Dave to start learning the art of aerobatic flying.
Bring the tail up a little bit just to get that reference mark on the cowling on the horizon.
Okay.
That's +6. And then just wait for it to fly itself off, which is about 70 knots it will do. Now
Okay.
apply the brake, select the gear up. When you're ready, you have control.
Okay, I have control. And then tell me when I'm at my right angle.
I would say it's a perfect angle there, yeah, spot on, and then round the right. Excellent, perfect, yeah, really good.
That feels so nice.
He is discovering what generations of Spitfire pilots had learnt before him, that it takes only the tiniest tweaks of the control column, rudder pedals and throttle to throw the aircraft around the sky. He may not be firing any guns, but he is getting to experience firsthand just what made this plane so special to so many RAF pilots.
Good, that looks like a pretty good heading. No traffic ahead or any around or nobody above us.
Okay, accelerate, and a little bit of right rudder as we go into the...
A little bit of right rudder if you get near the top of the loop, inverted, yeah, just a little squeeze of right rudder.
Okay.
Really gentle pull up.
Every fighter pilot will tell you, never, ever fly straight and level in a combat area. Great advice, so long as you know how to turn it into practice.
Increase the back pressure. Looking over our head toward the right. Yeah.
In fact, the aerobatics expert could be just as vulnerable as the novices, though for different reasons.
They were too precise in their flying, and they also had trouble and were shot down, because the less straight lines you flew and the less accurate your turns were, the less chance you had of being hit by an enemy aircraft.
But it's only the pilot who has mastered them who can then go on to fly dogfight style. Peter Kinsey is teaching Dave how to extract every last ounce of performance from the Spitfire, to make him feel 100% in control of a fighter designed to fly at the cutting edge of World War II technology. These are the skills that just might give him a better than 50-50 chance of surviving his first missions.
It's all new to me. I felt I'll cope quite well with them. Pulling G in this aircraft is quite different as well, because it seems to last forever when you're pulling and pulling. It's not an immense amount at the moment, but it just goes on forever and ever, and it's really quite tiring. At the end of the day now, I'm completely knackered now. Really, I'm tired.
I've been quite amazed at how well Dave's done, because before today I didn't know what to expect and what he'd done so far. But the first trip just told me he's got a good natural feel for the airplane, and he's not just flying it mechanically the way he's been told to do it. He does something, and if he makes a mistake, he immediately recognises it and tells you what the mistake was, and then next time he doesn't make it. So I've been really impressed.
But Pete can only teach Dave so much. Like every other fighter pilot, he will have to work out for himself what it takes to stay alive.
The reason I'm still alive was luck, basically.
Everybody knew Bob Dole was good. Even Bob Dole knew he was good. He was always in the thick of it, somehow. Pilots were like that. Some never saw the enemy, others couldn't shake them off.
I should have been killed on my first sortie. When I wasn't killed, it gave me the opportunity to think out what I had to do to both stay alive and shoot other people down.
It was the pilots like Bob Dole that it was second nature. He flew, his eyes were everywhere.
It was soon clear that September 15th was going to be a big day for Fighter Command. All over the southeast, pilots were struggling to get into the air as fast as possible, even those who didn't have aircraft of their own.
My aircraft was non-operational, and when the scramble was announced, I had no aircraft from my squadron available. So I ran to 41 Squadron dispersal and managed to get into one of their aircraft and took off and flew as a pair with one of their sergeant pilots.
With over 250 Hurricanes and Spitfires in the air, the RAF actually outnumbered the Luftwaffe, though nobody realised it at the time. That didn't stop RAF pilots dying and planes falling out of the sky.
We were flying as a pair, and he was watching out on his side and I was watching out on my side, and next time I looked around, he'd gone and there was a 109 in his place. I think the 109 actually shot him down, and it didn't go for me, but then I peeled off, and I can't remember what went on after that, but then I got hacked down later on and lost his aircraft, his squadron aircraft, for them as well.
Ian Hutchinson wasn't alone. 2 Hurricanes had already been shot down during the first battles of the morning, killing both pilots. 100 German bombers reached London as Big Ben struck noon. At around 12:30, 2 further Hurricanes were also destroyed, one exploding in mid-air, the other one diving straight into a house in South London. At last, the morning's fighting was over. The Germans returned to their bases in France, minus 18 of their bombers and 12 of their fighters. Fighter Command lost 13 aircraft, with 7 pilots killed. The British public was settling down to their Sunday lunch. Dave Mallon is now ready to move on to even more complex aerobatic manoeuvres. Peter Kinsey is going to talk him through 2 of them. First, the aileron roll, turning the plane onto its back, twisting through 360 degrees before levelling off again. And then the classic loop, the plane flying through a huge vertical circle.
Okay, what speed again? 250?
220 you'll do for just for the aileron roll.
Gentle one.
Aileron roll, yeah.
So aileron roll now?
Aileron roll.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. Much better, isn't it? Right. Righty-ho, well, what we'll do is we'll do a climbing turn to the left now, get a bit of height back on again.
Okay, yep.
And then we'll try a loop. That was great. That aileron roll was really good.
Okay, so accelerate from 250.
We'll do it 270. Go for 270. Yeah. And a nice gentle pull-up.
The importance of this kind of flying agility became more and more apparent as the Battle of Britain progressed. Shooting down aircraft, as opposed to merely flying your own, demanded ruthless precision.
The best from underneath, if you can manage it. And that needs a little bit of aerobatic flying to do it up. If you do it from underneath, nobody can be shooting at you, so you can get as close as you can. But on the other hand, you've got to get underneath until your target is behind you, and then pull up while he's getting on top of you, and then turn over 180 degrees while he's going ahead of you, and then pull up and aim in front of him to make your attack. So it's you've got to be a pretty good pilot to do a useful head-on attack.
Some of them would come with 5 or 6 hours duration on Spitfires. All they could do was take off and land, and probably a few side slips and tight turns, but they were thrown in at the deep end. But a fighter pilot in action, he's not only got to fly that damned aeroplane and watch his speed,